that time, and something big comes from royalty, if you were to say. Safiya, the wife of the Prophet ﷺ, she was a little short. Radiallahu ta'ala anha wa arda. She wants to get on the camel. What does a Nabi ﷺ do? He would stand or sit so she can stand on his honorable knees, and he would take her with his own hand. As-salam. Comes his home. Look, try this. You go into your home, and instead of going, what happened? Why is this? Versus you go and say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace may be upon you. Peace enters the house when you do this. Your heart then comes at ease. The others, the salam comes on them as ease. Because sometimes you don't even have to say things. Sometimes your face does it. While the Nabi Adam sallallahu alaihi wasallam was always seen smiling. He was never seen but smiling sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Except when Allah's rights were violated. But other than that, you see him smiling. كان أمزح الناس. Imam al-Ninowy said, he said that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was among the people who used to muzah means sort of light jokes, very light, very sort of fun and nice and silly and I'm sorry, I'm not saying silly, innocent jokes, innocent jokes. That very innocent, very light, very nice. An old woman comes to him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she says, Ya Rasulullah, make dua for me that I go to Jannah. And he tells her, he says, in Jannah, old women do not go. And she cries. Old women do not go. And this is a guy, he says, he sends people after, he says, tell her that she will not go to Jannah while she's old. She'll be young before she enters Jannah. SubhanAllah. No? When he comes to his home at night, the ulama of the seerah mentioned, he says, Assalamu alaikum. There's nobody around you, Ya Rasulullah. No, there is. There is. Say Assalamu alaikum, but subdued. Subdued. So he doesn't wake up his family, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But he still says Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Look at that peace when it enters out. Otherwise, all of a sudden you say one word, she says one word, kids say one word, what happens in the home? Riots. Sometimes, because we in Islam believe that the word is very powerful. The word, one word you say, the word is very powerful. How so? Nowadays, look at psychologists and psychiatrists and social scientists. What do they tell you? They tell you that self-talk, people have self-talk. You talk to yourself more than anybody else. Huh? Your thoughts are self-talk. And they say 80% of self-talk is negative. And that negative self-talk will affect you. Huh? Nowadays, those of you who are in medicine or in epidemiology or so, you know that there's something called the placebo effect. Huh? You all know what is the placebo effect? Placebo effect is psychologically it will affect you and it will translate into a physiological change. Just the power of the word. But the problem is with that, while scientists now discovered that, Al-Quran told us about that 1400 years ago. Al-Quran told us about the placebo effect and the psychological effect and the power of the word. 1428 years ago. I am not telling you do not respect these people. I'm saying, go back to the Quran, ya akhi. You want to study nafsiyat? Go back to the Quran. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. How many times Allah mentions in the Quran nafs? You want to study ilm al-nafs and the science of nafs? Go back to the Quran al-Karim. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا لَا أُبَرِّئُ نَفْسِي إِنَّ النَّفْسَ أَمَّارَةٌ بِالسُّوءِ لا أقسم بيوم القيامة ولا أقسم بالنفس اللوامة. Look how many nafs. يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة. الله أكبر. The Quran is all about nafs. Nafsiyat, dealing with the nafs and the science of nafs in the Quran Karim. That's why in the Quran Karim you see signs that the word that you say has a huge effect, not only on you, now we go a step further in Islam, but also on your surrounding environment. On your surrounding environment. How come? sometimes somebody comes to visit you. You don't like that person. He's always giving you headache. He wants money from you. You know, that's the only thing when somebody wants money, you don't like them. Usually, not everybody. Alhamdulillah, the Muslims like them, right? Inshallah, because Muslim Kareem. But the problem is when you give people loans. That's why one of the scholars said, if anyone wants a loan from me, he has to kiss my hand 15 times. They said, yeah, you know why? He said, because I have to kiss his feet 20 times to get my money back. So I make him first do that, because otherwise, no. But if someone comes to you and you don't like him, you look from that eye through the door. If you don't like him, without even opening the door, what happens in yourself? You're reacting already. Huh? You become angry. You're preparing bad statements to say. Notice? But if you look and you see someone you love, all of a sudden you're smiling. You didn't even open the door, but you're smiling. SubhanAllah. Notice the power. Al-Quran leads us to the power of the thought and the power of the word. Nuh alayhi salam. Nuh, or Noah they call him. Noah lived, Nabiullah lived hundreds of years. He built the ship, you all know. People come by him and they see him building a ship in the desert. They say, well, what is wrong with you? You're building a ship in the middle of the desert? Well, people build ship on the shores, next to the oceans, next to the seas. He tells them, my Lord ordered me to build it here, so I'm building it here. Look at Iman. There has to be Iman. Yeah. If there's no Iman, there's no Aman. Now, so they laugh at him. Oh, look at him, he's building a ship. Anyway, you all know what happened when the order came, and the skies and the earth and all that water come, that's when the ship in the middle of the desert started sailing. Anyway, Nuh alayhi salam tells his people, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. He looks at the people, he sees them misguided. He sees them having problems, social problems. Look. He sees them having economical problems. Not rizq, there's no rizq. Rizq is limited. Social problems, divorce rate, not only divorce rate, fertility rate. They're not having children. He sees geography is wrong. There's no clouds, there's no rain. It means what? If there's no rain, it means there's no plants, there's no farm. It's going to affect what you eat, affect your business, affects everything. He says, I have a solution for you. All you have to say is one word. Astaghfirullah. Al-Quran says, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. I told them, make istighfar of your Lord. First of all, إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. He will forgive you. That's the biggest ni'mah. What is the best day for you in this dunya, dear brothers? What is the best day? When you graduate from the university, when you buy a new car, when you buy a new home. What is the happiest day for you on earth? When you are forgiven from your sins. When you're forgiven, this is the happiest day for you. When you're clean. When your heart is pure. When your heart is free of hatred and free of sins and free of negativity. This is your happiest day. Al-Eid. Eid is not, like the poet says, لَيْسَ الْعِيدْ لِمَنْ لَبِسَ الْجَدِيدِ. Al-Eid is not for he or she who wears new clothes. لا. Al-Eid لِمَنْ طَاعَتُهُ تَزِيدُ. Al-Eid is for he whose ta'ah increases, who becomes a better person. That's Eid for you. And every day for the mu'mins is Eid. Now, first of all, Allah will forgive you. فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. What happens else? The word of istighfar, it will change the geography. It will change the climate. It will change the economy. It will even interfere in the fertility rate. إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ